back to level with his own 18-yard box, where a nice touch from Pubil turns it back to Jan Oblak, and Oblak plays it out to the left back, Ruggieri. Ruggieri into the middle of his own half, coming back from the front line and taken off his toes. Real chance here. Trozoldi with the first shot of the game, blocked this time by Hanko. First quarter of the match going the way of Bruges, but that was a very loose bit of play there by Atletico in the middle of the park, and now it is a goal away to my right hand side. Jan Oblak looks out to his left, right down by the point of my right shoulder, and the first set piece comes in the 5th minute of the game. Christos Solis will be wrapping his right boot around it and taking it away from Jan Oblak's goal away to my right hand side. Goes short this time, picks out Carlos Forbes. Forbes' first touch isn't great, the ball in is not so good either, it's low and flat. Headed back in though as it's ballooned out, headed back on, just on the edge of the box, this time by Brandon Micheli, and it's all the way through to Jan Oblak, who claims the ball. 5 on the clock, goalless between Atletico Madrid and Bruges, but both sides have made a lively opening. Ruggieri, 6 yards outside his own penalty area, plays it up. Little spin away on this near side. The man that lost the ball in the middle of the park, by the way, was Koke, and lost it and set Bruges in motion up to the halfway line. Bruges get the ball down. Saba got to go into a strong challenge on this near side. Ball breaks off a couple of legs, and in the end Atletico Madrid tried to steal the march by saying it's their throw. Alex Baena sees the whistle of Clément Turpin say it actually came off you. Throw to Bruges, 12 yards inside their own half, which is to the left of the halfway line. Saba, Kiriani Saba, give and go. Hooked back in field on this near side by Baena. And back inside his own half, and in between the two centre halves, Laurenti plays it out on the far side. Turned infield, chance now for man wearing a number I can't see. Shirts are very difficult to pick out there at the moment. Apologies for just stumbling over that one, but that was actually Koke that had the ball. Back with Bruges at the moment and played out on the far side by Micheli to Seis. Seis all the way back to Mignolet inside the penalty area away to my left hand side. Out to Ordonz. Ordonz to Saba. Saba lifts it up from one half to the other. And Carlos Forbes has got a chance to get the ball down. Level the 18-yard box of Madrid. Steps inside of Ruggieri. Tries a reverse ball, but it's cut out by Ruggieri, who regained his footing and got back. Played forward by Atletico Madrid. Chance now on the spin for Julian Alvarez. 6 yards inside the half he goes of Atletico Madrid. Plays it square this time. And now it drives forward by Soroth. Soroth plays it out far side. Simeone sends the ball backwards. Lorente into the feet and spinning the way of Alvarez to Simeone. Cross goes into the penalty area, into the 6-yard box of Bruges. Micheli gets the ball away, but it's Atletico Madrid 6 yards inside the half of Bruges at the moment. They have the ball back. Playing nice football, popping it off quite nicely at the moment. Simeone underlapping run this time. Koke pulls it back. Chance of a shot on the spin, and it's over the top of the crossbar by Alex Baena. Got it down about 8 yards out inside the penalty area. Pulled back by Koke. It was cleared first by Stankovic, but as he cleared it, he sliced it back towards his own dead ball line, and that's by Aina. It was across the Milanese left-hand side. Span on the ball, but ballooned it high over the bar for a goal kick. 8 minutes on the clock here. Ordonez comes out for Bruges. Bruges lift the ball forward. Carlos Forbes is going to try and run in behind Hanko. In the end, Oblak has to come out to the left-hand side of his penalty area. Can't use his hands. Kicks it out of play. Throw to Bruges, near side. Saba has the throw. Throws it back towards the halfway line to Joe Ordonez. Ordonez goes all the way back to his keeper, Mignolet. Mignolet stops the ball 4 yards outside his penalty area away to my left. Sweeps it out right-footed to the left back. Seis puts a high lofted ball up. chance for Tresoldi, beaten in the air by Pubil. Now the ball comes forward again. Tresoldi lays the ball off, and can Bruges profit from it? They've got players here on this near side, one being Carlos Forbes. Forbes inside to Saba. Saba with the cross, blocked off the legs of the covering midfielder. Still Bruges come forward. Played back this time to the edge of the box. Shot from Stankovic. Well, that went like an arrow, but it went an arrow straight into the midriff of Jan Oblak. It was a fine strike there by Alexander Stankovic. Not much backlift, one touch right foot and then pinged it really with real pace directly at the keeper Jan Oblak in the goal for Atletico Madrid away to my right hand side. 10th minute of the game here. Atletico Madrid 0, Bruges 0. Just to remember, the first leg was 3 apiece. Madrid leading twice in that game. And both sides here started pretty positively. Played all the way back this time by Baena. All the way back to Hanko. Hanko square on the edge of his 18-yard box to Pubil. Out to Llorente. Llorente plays it out to Simeone. Simeone infield finds Koke. Koke back to Pubil and square this time to Hanko. Out to Ruggieri. Ruggieri plays a dangerous ball in the middle of the park and
Pubil.
somehow
Pubil
manages to get the little pass by Koke and play it out to Llorente. Far side Llorente now, up and over the halfway line he goes, into the half of Bruges. Short pass this time. Alex Baena again. He's got options out with the left back position here if he can find him, and Ruggieri waves and Ruggieri receives the ball 6 yards from the dead ball line. Big cross in there, headed away by Sace. Headed back in by Atletico Madrid. By Mark Pubil, given away on the edge of the box by Koke, who tried to thread the eye of a needle. Carlos Forbes tries to run inside his own half by Koke. In the end, out to Llorente. Gets the ball out near side. Ordonz is in pole position, going back towards his own dead ball line. Away to my left-hand side, under pressure all the way by Alvarez. Hooks the ball up the field of play, headed out of play by Forbes. Midway inside the half of Bruges. Atletico Madrid have the ball again, back to the halfway line to Hanko. Hanko across this time to Pubil. Down the line to Simeone, inside to Llorente. Llorente up to the feet of Soroth. Back it goes this time to Llorente. 12 yards outside the penalty area of Bruges, away to my left-hand side. Short ball back to the halfway line. Square this time. Pubil finds Hanko. David Hanko steps over the ball and goes back to his centre-half compatriot. And Mark Pubil comes forward, rolls it down into the channel. Soroth comes away from goal, plays it back now, and Atletico Madrid build 12 yards inside the half of Bruges, which is to the left of the halfway line. Left back now, Matteo Ruggieri comes forward. Infield this time to Koke's mate, Cardoso, who's likened in midfield. And again, Atletico Madrid with Llorente, 12 yards inside the half of Bruges. Back it goes towards the centre spot. Hanko plays it out near side to Ruggieri. Ruggieri tried to go down the line, blocked by the legs of the fullback Kyriari Saba. And at the moment, it is very much Atletico Madrid who is on the front foot. Simeone far side of the pitch. Down the line to Soroth. Soroth plays it back. Koke to Llorente. Llorente down the line again. Simeone. 12 yards outside the penalty area line of Bruges. Back inside to Llorente. And now back to Pubil. Pubil to Cardoso. Cardoso square along the halfway line to Hanko. Into Ruggieri. Ruggieri turns one round the corner. A little bit of space here. Chance to run forward. Alex Baena. Soroth. Far side, pitch goes in. Really good effort by the keeper Mignolet, 37 years of age, and had to literally fly out there at the feet of the on-rushing attacker as the ball was played flat into the 6-yard box of Bruges away to my left-hand side. We have a player down behind the goal, but that was good build-up play by Atletico Madrid. And what a run from the middle of the park by Simeone. Tried to get across his man. Did get across his man. Mignolet with a high leg after the ball was running out of play. I have seen penalties given for things like this. Diego Simeone would like a penalty. And Giuliani Simeone is still on the floor, and I'm pretty sure now our fourth official will have a little look there. Paul van Berkel of the Netherlands will be in constant conversation with Clément Turpin, our referee. He is a keeper, you know, lovely man. And so they are having a little chat, and they are confirming that there is to be no penalty. The check is over. Well, there we are. What a great start to the game. Bruges, 15th minute of the game against Atletico Madrid here at the Estadio Metropolitano. Goal is between the pair. 3-3 on aggregate before today's game. Long ball forward by Bruges. Doesn't find Nico Tresoldi. It's tidied up back there by Marcos Llorente. It turns it back to Jan Oblak in the penalty area for Madrid, away to my right hand side. Out to Hanko. Hanko gets the ball out to Ruggieri, who gives the ball straight away when a good cross swung in first time by Hugo Lesson, but it's over the head of Nico Tresoldi. Just wonder, well, we always wonder what the first goal will do. That goes without saying, as Hugo lays a long ball up, headed down by Seis, midway inside the Atletico half. It's going to be carried forward. Johnny Cardoso, diagonal ball. A little too much strength on it for Julian Alvarez. It's going to be a throw midway inside their own half for Bruges. Saba throws it into Micheli. Micheli to Seis. Seis is the left back. Plays it inside to Stankovic. Down the line he goes this time. Into the feed on the far side of Christos Solis. Back to Brandon Micheli. Back to Mignolet. Mignolet out to Ordonz. Ordonz clips it up to the halfway line. Tresoldi tries to play it out to Carlos Forbes. Cut out by Matteo Ruggieri. 12 yards inside the Madrid half. Short pass to Cardoso. Cardoso plays it far side now to Simeone. Simeone starts to attack. Cuts in field again. Cardoso clips it over the top, looking for the run of Simeone again. Brandon Micheli goes across and plays the ball against the legs of the aforementioned Simeone, and he must be the son of Diego Simeone, because facially he looks exactly the same. Except the hair is darker for Diego than it is for Giuliano. Saba, 18 yards inside the half of Bruges, which lies to the left of the halfway line. Plays it near side to Vetlesen. Vetlesen back to Saba. Saba, short pass infield, back to the right-sided centre half, who's Ordonez. Ordonez to Micheli. Micheli goes for a long ball over the top. Tresoldi's got no real hope of getting that. And Oblak runs to the left of his penalty area. All the way to my right to gather safely. Crowd just dropped off a bit here inside the Estadio Metropolitano. I will get that name right. Metropolitano, I should say. Metropolitano. I knew halfway through saying that there was going to be a mistake in that. So I've now written it in big letters on my piece of paper. Bruges come forward. Carlos Forbes. Short pass. Vetlesen sends the ball back to Stankovic. Stankovic to Saba. Saba out to Carlos Forbes. Level the 18-yard box of Atletico. Taken on Ruggieri. Crosses the ball into the box. Headed away this time by Koke. Giuliani Simeone loses out. Great pullback. Real chance here for Bruges. And a really good saving header by David Hanko. Vetlesen thought he was opening the scoring there. Well, Atletico Madrid, if they needed to know how dangerous Bruges were, they just found out. Hanko's head up as the shot was going goalwards. Whether Oblak behind would have actually got there, I don't know, but Carlos Forbes is leading Matteo Ruggieri. A bit of a fine dance down this near side. Ordonez, Micheli, Seis. Back to Micheli, 12-13 yards inside the half of Bruges to the left of the halfway line. To Ordonez, Ordonez to Saba. Given away though, Lesson doesn't get there. Atletico Madrid try and come forward. Soroth is the target, heads it down. Break from midfield cover from Koke. Hooked away by Bruge inside the D of their own 18-yard box. Simeone to Llorente. Llorente, blonde hair flapping in the wind behind him as he sprints forward. Goes into a challenge on the far side. He was chased all the way by the centre forward for Bruges, Nico Tresoldi. And in the end, pulls it back nicely. It's Hugo. It was Hans van Aken that laid it back. I don't think Jan Oblak would have got there. Just seeing the replay. Atletico Madrid will be stirred by that jab to the rib cage in footballing metaphor. We're into the 20th minute now. Atletico Madrid 0, Bruges 0 here at the Estadio Metropolitano. Carlos Forbes running in towards the box, plays it back to the penalty spot that Lesson can't control, and in the end it's a couple of Pubil and Hanko that hacked the ball away inside their own 6-yard box for Atletico Madrid. Bruges growing with every second this game passes at the moment. Stankovic, Van Aken, back to Stankovic. Stankovic to Ordonz, halfway line. Infield he goes to Micheli, up to Says. Well, it's turning into a game where, I said earlier on, Atletico Madrid were popping the ball off, but now Bruges are very, very confident on the football. Saba down the line to Forbes. Forbes round the corner. Can he find his teammate? No. Good tackle there by Cardoso. Koke forward. Foul this time on the shirt. Coming short was Alvarez, and Stankovic was a little too hands-on. I've been very, very impressed so far by Bruges and the way they've applied themselves to this game. Hostile place to come into here. Ball over the top, Soroth running down the side of the Bruges penalty area, down to the dead ball line. Flag finally goes up for offside. Well, just the one corner going the way of Bruges in this opening period of the game. 22 minutes of the game played. And pretty much even Stevens in terms of possession. Ball is played into the feet of Stankovic. Stankovic square finds Van Aken. Van Aken back to Stankovic. Stankovic back to Van Aken. Van Aken about 3 yards inside his own half. Make that 6 now. Into the feet of that Lesson. Christoph Solis gets involved. Plays the ball back to Stankovic. Across to Micheli. Micheli out to Kiriani Saba. Down the line to Carlos Forbes. Midway inside the Atletico Madrid half. Skins Ruggieri. 12 yards from the dead ball line. Up to the edge of the box. Coming across to meet him. Hanko wins the tackle. Ruggieri plays it back into his own penalty area, which looked a little bit dangerous to me, but who am I to say? Baena gets it out to Simeone. Simeone back into his own penalty area to Pubil. Pubil to Oblak. Oblak square, 3 yards away from the dead ball line to David Hanko, who tries to find Matteo Ruggieri. He's having... Well, we used to have a phrase when we used to play football that when somebody was having a tough time, we all used to say, come on lads, let's help this player out of his nightmare. And Matteo Ruggieri is having a little bit of a mare out there at the moment. Sabo with the throw, 12 yards away from the dead ball line of Atletico Madrid, away to my right hand side, throws the ball in, headed on at the front post by Van Aken and caught safely underneath by Oblak. Thumps a long ball up, Soroth. Soroth holding his man up, edge of the box, tries to spin, fires a shot in. What a goal that is by Alexander Soroth. And I tell you what, the keeper will be blamed for not saving that Mignolet, but what a strike that is. He's got his back to goal, Alexander Soroth, 23 on the clock, and he span on it. He held it up just outside the penalty area of Bruges away to my left-hand side, and he span on it and fired it through the legs of the covering defender with so much pace that he's just gone straight through Simon Mignolet. Trying to see who the defender was at the time, but he really has. It's bounced right in front of Mignolet as it's gone through the legs of Brandon Micheli. And, well, now I've looked at it in slow motion. Mignolet should have done better. Whether he saw that late or not, I don't know. But the bounce up in front of him is terrible. He's not happy looking down at the pitch, Simon Mignolet. But Soroth gives Atletico Madrid the lead. Pretty much all his own work. It was long thumped forward by Oblak. And then he just literally span and fired it through the legs of Micheli. And Mignolet doesn't cover himself with glory when you see it in slow motion. He's on the ball now, plays it out to Ordonz. Ordonz lifts the ball forward. Doesn't find Tresoldi. Ruggieri sees Hanko head the ball up in the air. One back again on this near side by Bruge. Baena tries to play the ball forward. Ruggieri will have to go back to his own keeper, Jan Oblak. He does so. Carlos Forbes will put pressure on him, and Oblak looks out to his right-hand side, into the body of Simeone. Simeone back to Llorente. Llorente levelled his own 18-yard box for Atletico Madrid away to my right-hand side. Ball up to the feet this time of Alvarez. Into the feet this time of Baena. Ruggieri down the line. Lovely step over and spin away on this near side. Driving forward into the heart of the penalty area. Chance for Atletico Madrid. Alvarez can't do anything about it. Shot comes in. This time by Cardoso and blocked. That's a beautiful bit of play up front. This time by Simeone, who at this time had popped down the left and not the right as he had done before. Now it is got to be Pugil. Plays it to Cardoso, back to Pugil and square. 8 yards inside the half of Bruges to Hanko into the feet of Soroth, lays it out near side. Ruggieri, the left back, comes forward. First touch is awful by Ruggieri. I told you he's out of there. Tied it up by Saba. Saba to Carlos Forbes. Now back to Stankovic. Stankovic has got 3 around him. And now tries to play the ball forward. In the end, Saba will just lay it out of his area. Easy pick off by Llorente. Llorente this time to Koke. Koke to Hanko. Hanko 12 yards inside the half of Bruges, up and into the feet for a give and go this time by Baena. Gets it back from Soroth. Baena pulls it back. Soroth goes down under no challenge whatsoever, and it's easy this time for Van Aken to get the ball forward. Nice little back flick by Tresoldi. Van Aken's being held. That's going to be a free kick 12 yards outside the Bruges penalty area, away to my left hand side. He plays it square to the left back Sace. Sace finds a man down the line, Solis, who hasn't really been involved with the game too much. Van Aken plays it out to Sace. Sace 6 yards inside the Atletico Madrid half, into the feet of Solis, back to Sace. Sace reverses the ball to Stankovic. Stankovic 3 yards inside the half of Atletico Madrid, which is to the right of the halfway line. Receives the ball back by Van Aken. Van Aken curls it out near side to the man that attacks down this right-hand side. Carlos Forbes lays it down the line. Kiriani Saba with the cross. Blocked this time by the legs of Baena. Second corner of the match for Bruges. Just a long thump forward. Just seeing a replay of the goal here. Soroth holds off Micheli and then just spins about 16 yards out. And it is the bounce in front of the keeper, which is horrible. But Mignolet won't get a lot of plaudits for his attempt to save it. Goal away to my right. Oblak looks out to his left, right down by the point of my right shoulder, and Solis comes to take it. Christoph Solis puts the ball in the box. Comes off the head of the goal scorer Soroth. Bruges tidy up back there, this time by Lesson to Sace. Sace plays the ball forward to Van Aken. Van Aken out on the far side. Back it goes to Sace. Chance now for Bruges to come forward. Infield to Stankovic. Stankovic now comes forward looking for a run. The run is made from right to left this time of Solis, the corner taker, but the ball is poor and it's all the way through to Jan Oblak. Madrid, Atletico version, outside their own penalty area, up into the feet of Simeone. Back this time to Cardoso. Cardoso to Hanko, to Ruggieri. Whoa, poor ball. Tresoldi tries to nip in there. Chance for Bruges now to come forward. Saba plays it out this time to Forbes. Forbes back to Vetlesen. Vetlessen's tried to tiptoe his way past the man in front of him, who was Johnny Cardoso. Play back though, Bruges build again, Carlos Forbes, Kyriani Saba, down to the dead ball line, stands the ball up towards the back post, it's too long for Nico Tresoldi. It'll be picked up by the left back, Says. Says finds Solis. Solis driving forward against Koke. Stops, infield it goes to Stankovic. Stankovic a little give and go on the edge of the box, the rebound falls nicely for Tresoldi, but he couldn't wriggle his way past Marc Pubil. And Marcos Llorente tries to steal the ball away, run down that far side before being blocked by Saba for a throw to Atletico Madrid. Well, Bruges, they've come back from behind twice in the first leg in a 3-3 draw. They won't be fazed by this. They've opened up quite lively, in fairness. Llorente with the throw. Into the feet of Alvarez. Alvarez 8 yards inside his own half. Crossfield ball to Ruggieri. Ruggieri plays the ball down the channel. Good break on this near side this time by Alex Baena. Baena's looking for the underlapping run this time of Ruggieri. Cut out on this near side, but it wasn't the greatest bit of football played there. A bit lazy by Stankovic, and it's picked off again by Atletico Madrid, but it's back on the halfway line. Cardoso back to Hanko. Hanko square to Pubil. And then across it goes on its near side to Cardoso. Ruggieri back into his own half with a diagonal ball infield. Finds Hanko. Hanko finds Pubil. Lays down that far touchline now. Simeone with a ball inside and then runs on beyond Says. Can he get the cross in? Says is back in front of him. Chips the ball to the edge of the box. Marcos Llorente's inside the box. Clips the ball up. Big header away by Ordonz. Brought down on the edge of the box by Cardoso. Plays it out to the left back, Ruggieri. Ruggieri wraps the left boot around it. Free header inside the 18-yard box. Can't be kept down by Julian Alvarez. And it goes wide. 30 minutes have elapsed here at the Estadio Metropolitano. Atletico Madrid lead with that goal scored on 23 minutes. Just one kick up the field of play by Jan Oblak, brought down with his back to goal by Alexander Soroth. Being tracked all the way quite closely by Brandon Micheli. And he span about 12 to 14 yards inside, from the edge of the penalty area. And fired it through the legs of Micheli, and it bounced in front of Mignolet, who saw it go up and over him in a bit of a feeble attempt to clear the ball when you see it in slow motion. If he would have seen it late and the bounce wouldn't have been any good, I'd cut him a little bit of slack for that, but it made it into the back of the net, and in slow motion it doesn't look good for Simon Mignolet. Ball is on the halfway line with Hanko. Hanko out to the left back, Ruggieri. Ruggieri down the line, finding the run this time of Alvarez. Alvarez held out there by Stankovic. Will go back this time to Ruggieri. Ruggieri infield and back to the halfway line to Hanko. Hanko square to Pubil. Pubil square again to Koke. Koke goes square back infield to Hanko. Hanko straight ball up into the feet of Soroth, who lays it back to the halfway line to Ruggieri. Ruggieri infield, round the corner by Cardoso, cut out this time by Stankovic, and Carlos Forbes tries to head the ball on for Bruges, but Atletico Madrid pick up the pieces. And Ruggieri plays it all the way back to Jan Oblak in the goal away to my right. Something long. Soroth heads it from the Bruges half into his own half, where the right back playing like an inverted right back. Llorente plays it out to Simeone. Simeone lifts it over the top, looking for a run this time of Llorente, but it's covered off back there by Hans van Aken. And played by Mignolet out to Saba. Saba to Stankovic. Round to Carlos Forbes, almost on the same wavelength, but not quite with Tresoldi. And it's picked off again by the side in the red and white stripes. Alex Baena comes forward, plays it out to Soroth. Soroth infield to Llorente. Llorente near side to Alvarez. Alvarez just outside the penalty area, tries to clip it in, gets blocked, but falls nicely for Ruggieri. Ruggieri to Cardoso. Cardoso to Koke. Koke down that far line. This is the Bruges left-hand side to Simeone. Infield to Llorente. Llorente sets the ball back to David Hanko. Ruggieri, 12 yards outside the penalty area of Bruges, away to my left, into the feet this time of Soroth, and out now to Hanko. Alvarez gets involved. Still 8 to 10 yards outside the penalty area. Bruge away to my left-hand side. Atletico Madrid playing the waiting game. They're a goal up through Soroth on 23 minutes. Koke in field. Baena with the ball over the top, looking for Llorente. Coming out, Mignolet slides to his feet. Good run there from the right back. You've got to be careful, because I was just noticing how fluid this side was for Diego Simeone, and I was trying to work out if it's fluidity or worked on, or if it's just like, this is how I feel, this is where I naturally feel I should be playing at this moment in time. Saves Solis with the cross, blocked by the legs of Llorente. Another corner to Bruge. This will be their third of the first half. Different angle this time for Jan Oblak to deal with. This time in a goal away to my right hand side. He looks out to his right. It's going to be curled away from the furthest corner. 35 on the clock. Atletico Madrid 1. Club Bruge 0. Far side. Looks like it's going to be referee Clement Turpin is just sent off, not sent off, but asked the centre half. Or is it? No, it is actually Ordonz go off. He's got a nosebleed, so he wants that cleared up. So they're going to be a man light in the penalty area here, unless Clement Turpin, who's sort of made a little lurch to a run forward, is the extra player. I don't know. Here comes the corner, sent into the front post, headed away this time by Pubil. Given away on the edge of their own box this time by Baena. Stankovic gets the ball back out to Solis. Solis tries to go outside of Llorente. Llorente gets a touch. Corner number 4 for Bruges. This really is no walk in the Estadio Metropolitano here at the moment for Atletico Madrid, whilst they lead by a goal to nil, 4-3 on aggregate. Jan Oblak has had 3 so far set pieces from corners put into his 6-yard box, and again Christos Solis is about to whip this underneath his crossbar again. Goal away to my right. Oblak looks out to his right, furthest corner away from me. Solis delivers. Up go the heads at the front post. Glance across, turned in at the back post by Carlos Forbes. It's no, it's not. It's the man that came on. It's Ordonz who gets the goal. How simple was that? Solis corner, knocked on at the front post, and then running in at the back post. Ordonz, who'd just come on after getting told to go off for a bloodied nose, heads it in from no more than a yard. Yeah, well, really, really good work again. Headed on by Brandon Micheli, and there's that moment when you look behind you and there's a player about to head it in, and this time Johnny Cardoso looks behind him and thinks, I can't get there. He can. Good header on at the front post by Micheli. Good delivery by Solis, and it's 1 apiece, 4-4 on aggregate. What a fine move. But Ordonz, his nose is still pouring with blood, by the way. 36th minute of the game. Solis corner. Micheli flick on. Ordonz goal. And we're all level yet again. And for the 3rd time in this intermediate round of 16, Bruges have clawed their way back on level terms. These two sides, I would not want to play either of these sides if I was in the Champions League. They are dangerous, full stop. Cleared out by Mignolet to Sabas. Sabas done well to get away from 1, got away from 2, running across the field of play. Short pass back this time into the feet of Stankovic. Stankovic out to Van Aken. Van Aken's got the overlapping run by Solis. Solis faced by Llorente, cuts the ball back. It's a great ball back. Diving header. What a save by Jan Oblak as Vet Lesson came in. 6 yards out. Diving header. Put it to the left of Oblak, who got down with a superb stop from Vet Lesson's header. What a very, very good. I don't think he knew a great deal about it, in fairness. Really wonderful stop by Jan Oblak. That lesson stooped a diving header, that ball, and it popped up off the turf, and it's just instinct from Oblak to throw up his left hand and pat the ball down. Near side Ruggieri down the line into the feet of Baena. Challenge coming in this time by Stankovic. They're going to get a replay of this ball in. Freezes on us, we're back in place, so I'll just talk about this. Hanko back to Pugil. Pugil out on the far side. No Llorente at fullback this time. It's going to be Koke. Koke to Llorente. Back to Koke on the halfway line. Remember, Atletico Madrid defend the goal away to my right-hand side. Pugil to Hanko. Hanko to Ruggieri. Ruggieri lifts a long ball forward, looking for Soroth. Soroth gets the ball down, and Ordonz gets the ball back to Micheli. Micheli out to Seis. Seis, short ball forward into the feet of Van Aken. Van Aken finds Vetlesen. Vetlesen back to the edge of his own box to Micheli. Micheli to Ordonez, and Vetlesen comes and picks up the ball again. He's quite busy, very industrious, and could have scored a goal just moments ago. Vetlesen on the ball again. This time it's a little bit poor. He played to Van Aken. One back. Strong challenge on this near side by Jules Ordonez, and it's going to be a yellow card to the centre half and goal scorer. Went into a bit of a challenge there with Alex Baena. He's not too impressed with it. Alex Baena gets pulled up. I'm going to see it in slow motion now. Yeah, just caught the end of his toes. As we just get to see that absolutely mesmeric save by Jan Oblak. 6 yards out, he's managed to somehow get the biggest paw out on the left-hand side. He would never have read that bounce or that header going up in the air like that. Ordonez is still trying desperately to stop his nose from bleeding. Which Ipswich Town player had a nosebleed for what felt like several days? Ball into the box, coming around the back. Hanko can't keep it in play. It's gone away for a goal kick. Back in the day, it was quite a long story, and it was quite a worry that I think he had blood transfusions as well. Former England centre half who bled for his country, I think in one of the Scandinavian countries. Picture of him with a bandage on his head, smattered in blood back in the day. Terry Butcher really did have he had a nosebleed that just wouldn't stop. Ordonez knocks a long ball down his near side. Forbes beaten in the air by Ruggieri. Atletico Madrid get the ball to Johnny Cardoso. Cardoso comes forwards. Good sliding challenge comes in by Kiriani Saba. We're into the 42nd minute of a highly entertaining game. Thrown back into his own half by Cardoso to Hanko. Hanko square, 12 yards inside his own half to Pugil. Pugil out to Simeone. Simeone clips the ball through the inside channel where Llorente puts it into the box. Mignolet's out and claims just played a little too far in front of Soroth and Alvarez. Mignolet came out, diving out almost right angled from his goal line to save it. Ordonez to Saba. Saba midway inside his own half, rolls it back to the centre half, who's levelled his own 18-yard box. He knocks a long ball forward. A little aimless. Ruggieri lets it run across his body. It runs all half the way through harmlessly to Jan Oblak in the penalty area for Atletico Madrid, away to my right-hand side. Well, it's been a cracking game so far. And anybody that get paired against the winner of this game is going to know they're in for some sort of game, that's for sure. Lifted long up to Soroth. Soroth brings it down on his thigh. Tries to spin away on this near side, trying to break it to Micheli. Brandon Micheli's in front of him. Couple of lollipops. He's into the box again. Fires a shot. Always just going high to the right of Simon Mignolet's goal, away to my left-hand side. But he's quite a handful, the big man. Alexander Soroth. Really got hold of that as well. I think a few people will be looking at him for a centre forward's role. When you see how upright and well he plays. Getting on a bit now, 30 years of age. It really is looking good. Alexander Soroth. Ball goes forward. Carlos Forbes gets a knock down from Truzoldi. Ruggieri takes it off his toe, so plays the ball forward. Almost up to the halfway line. Bruge win it back. Hans van Aken, 6 yards inside the half of Atletico Madrid. Under a bit of pressure there from Alvarez. A loose ball back to Brandon Micheli, and it's picked up by Joaquin Seis. Ball forward, bit of space. Drilled out near side looking for Forbes. Great ball out, 40 yards. Forbes gets the ball down. Ruggieri's now on the back foot. Forbes dancing inside, plays a short pass this time to Stankovic, back to Carlos Forbes. Forbes again, 12 yards from the dead ball line, sets it back. Stankovic with the ball in, takes a deflection, could have fallen nice on the far side. Soroth, can he turn it in towards a goal? He plays it back, first time shot comes in by Vetlesen, but it's straight at the keeper. And again, it's Bruges, the dangerous looking Bruges, that are doing the damage. Atletico Madrid are a decent side, but it's Bruges that just make you think at any minute they're going to get another. Black has made a brilliant save from Vetlesen. He's now had one past at him from Vetlesen. He's saved one from Stankovic as well. We're into the 45th minute here. It's one apiece, 4-4 on aggregate. Solis plays it to Seis. Seis rolls it back along the floor into the feet this time of Van Aken. Van Aken back to Micheli. Micheli square to Saba. Saba down the line to Forbes. Forbes has got Ruggieri on the back foot again. Couple of lollipops, tries to go outside him, does get down to the dead ball line. Goes back to beat Ruggieri again, sends it along the ground back to the goal scorer Ordonz. Ordonz back to Saba. Saba level with the 18-yard box of Atletico Madrid. Little flick with the outside of his boot to Forbes. Forbes ball in this time is cleared by Koke, only as far as Seis, the full back. We've got 1 minute to be added on. Solis now, 24 yards from the dead ball line of Atletico Madrid away to my right. Bruge are a lovely looking side on the eye. Good play, Saba, Forbes. Forbes against Ruggieri. He must be having nightmares at the moment, Ruggieri. Short pass into the feet of Van Aken. Van Aken to Saba. Saba faced by Ruggieri into Forbes. Forbes first time layoff back to Van Aken. Ball is going to go out of play. 25 seconds left of a minimum of a minute. We're just watching again. That save, just bringing out goal line technology. The referee's watch would have vibrated if it had gone in, but you need to see it in full speed to realise the reaction and the save by Jan Oblak, because it was quite exceptional. In slow motion, it doesn't really do it justice. Long ball forward by Jan Oblak, but that is the half-time whistle here at the Estadio Metropolitano, and it was a goal on 36 minutes when 23 minutes. I was right. Long kick out by Oblak, found Soroth back to goal away to my left hand side. He span under pressure from Micheli, put it through the legs of Micheli with a shot from say 16 yards, bounced in front of Mignolet and went through him. Doesn't look good for the keeper. It was a good strike and well pinged on 36. Solis, corner headed on by Micheli, headed into the back post by Ordonez. And then that wonderful save on 38 by Jan Oblak from half-time, locked horns again, one apiece between the two sides. No changes, we believe, at the break, but we have seen some action. Let's run through the side for you. It's red and white striped shirts, royal blue shorts and royal blue socks for Atletico Madrid, who defend the goal away to my left-hand side. And it is all black for Club Bruge, who defend the goal away to my right. In goal is all black, a back four for Atletico Madrid from left to right of Ruggieri, Hanco, Pubil and Llorente. They have a midfield quartet of Baena, Koke, Cardoso and Simeone, with Soroth and Alvarez at the top of the park. A straight 4-4-2 for Atletico Madrid. Same really could be said. It's more of an away side formation. What do formations mean? People will tell you. Bruges have got Mignolet in goal. They have a back four from left to right of Seis, Mechele, Ordonz and Saba. Then they have a holding midfielder in the shape of Alexander Stankovic, with Carlos Forbes, Hugo Vetlesen, Hans van Aken and Christos Zolis across the middle of the park. Just behind the man at the top of the park, who's Nico Trisoldi. Atletico on the attack, attacking that goal away to my right-hand side. Bit of skill by Baena, back to Ruggieri. Ruggieri puts it in towards the penalty spot of the Bruges box, and it's flicked off the head of the first man, who was Hans van Aken, and in the end, as it's dropping towards the back post, just as they're shaping for a volley, is headed away for the first corner kick here for Atletico Madrid by Michele. So maybe the wind's just blowing in that direction. Anyway, near side, it's going to be Baena that comes across to take it. I'll tell you about the goals in just a moment. Baena takes a short one. Mignolet looks out to his left, right down by the point of my right shoulder. Played back this time by Koke. Koke finds the number 18 Pugil. Pugil out on the far side. Dancing feet coming down that far side. Crossing, headed away by Brandon Michele. Edge of the box, chested down. Fired in 2-1. What a goal that is as well. An absolute cracking goal that is. Fired into the back of the net by Johnny Cardoso. 48th minute of the game. It's cleared out with a header inside the penalty area of Bruges, away to my right. He chests it down 19 yards out, and then a right foot goal struck into the bottom corner of Mignolet's net on his right hand side, and really is a superb strike there by Johnny Cardoso. I don't think he could quite believe it himself, in fairness, but he has put Atletico Madrid back in front for the fourth time over the two ties. Ball was played in by Simeone, headed away by Michele, chested down, and then he just rattled his right boot through it as he chests it down about 19-20 yards out, and he fires it into Mignolet's bottom right-hand corner. Got a picture here on the strike, and in fairness, it came through a few bodies, but a dream start there as Atletico Madrid take the lead again. But as I say, twice in the first leg they were pegged back, once in the second leg they've been pegged back, and you wouldn't put it past Bruges to do it again. They were very, very lively in the first half, Bruges. The ball is currently back inside the penalty area away to my right. Mignolet to Ordonz. Ordonz goes for a long ball all the way through to Oblak in goal for Atletico Madrid away to my left-hand side. Well, that's the way to set up a second half, that's for sure. Oblak with the ball on the edge of his 6-yard box, smites it right-footed from my left to my right. Soroth brings it down, but plays it straight to Solis. Solis back to the halfway line to Michele. Michele across this time to Ordonz. Ordonz short ball forward into the feet of Stankovic. Stankovic out to Saba. Saba back to Stankovic. Back to Saba. Saba down the line to Vetlesen. Vetlesen cuts in field. Gets it cut out. Chance now for Atletico Madrid. They really want to get a second in this second half to try and put some daylight in, but they've lost the ball on the halfway line. And the break is on. Driving forward this time with Stankovic. Gave it to Forbes. Forbes' ball back wasn't good enough. Cut out on the far side by Hanco. Again, still not clever with the ball. Atletico Madrid coughed the ball up, and now Kylian Saba comes forward. Has to be blocked. One of the two coaches, Diego Simeone, and of course the coach for Bruges, Ivan Leko, must wonder exactly what type of game they've got. I don't think they'll have such an open game, whether they get to the final or not. Ordonz to Micheli out to Says on this near side. Joachim Says plays it back to Brandon Micheli, 15 yards inside his own half. He turns it infield to his keeper, who's 12 yards outside his own penalty area, Mignolet. And Atletico Madrid lead. Soroth got the first goal of the game on 23. Long kick forward by Jan Oblak, brought down by Soroth back to goal. Being hounded by Micheli, turned, spanned 16 yards away from the goal of Mignolet. Fired it fiercely through the legs of Micheli, bounced in front of Mignolet, went through him. Doesn't look good for the keeper in slow motion, but at real speed it's through his legs and bounced in front of him. That was then equalised then by a corner on 38 when on 36 I should say, when a Solis corner was whipped in, headed on at the front post by Micheli, and at the back post the opposite centre half Joel Ordonez stooped to header in from about 2 yards out to make it one apiece. But then came possibly something as good as any goal we've seen. It was a Jan Oblak save from a Vetlesen diving header. Had no right to get to it, but he managed to. And terrific save that was to keep it level as they went into the break. And that has now been upended as a header clearance by Micheli's been chested down by Johnny Cardoso 20 yards out, and then fiercely struck into Mignolet's bottom right hand corner from 19 yards. 52 on the clock here. Atletico 2, Bruges 1, and it's 5-4 to Atletico on aggregate. Long ball forward towards Soroth, headed away by Micheli. Decent ball by Saba. Saba into the feet inside of Vetlesen. Up it goes to Tresoldi. Stabbed back to Saba. Saba finds Van Aken. Van Aken to Solis. Solis now up to the edge of the box of Atletico Madrid. Cuts back to his right foot. Fires his shot in. Oblak has to go down to his left to save it. Really, really quite an exceptional side, Bruges. They really, you know, they sit third in the Jupiler Pro League. They are just 3 points off the top of the table behind Union and Sint-Truiden, but they are absolutely a nightmare to try and play against. I would say that Diego Simeone may well wake up with a few sweaty nights thinking about this game, whether they get through or not. They were taken back when Chesmin Talbi and Maxime de Kuiper left to go into the Premier League, as long as Kai Furo as well. But they have regrouped, and they are still very much a force to be reckoned with now. Atletico Madrid lay the ball up to the halfway line. Soroth beaten to the ball by Micheli. Played down that far touchline on the far side of the pitch, this time by Ruggieri. Alvarez got it back. Alvarez driving forward now. He's in front of Saba. Tries to go outside Ordonez. Does. Puts the ball into the box. A little deflection off the legs of Saba. Taken down by his right post. Away to my right by Mignolet. 54th minute. Bruges trying to find a goal to bring him back into the tie for the fourth time. Van Aken. Solis. 12 yards inside the half of Atletico Madrid, which is to the left of the halfway line. Van Aken picks a nice ball into the feet this time. Nice little spin by Tresoldi. Gets the ball back to Saba. Saba out to Carlos Forbes. Carlos Forbes cuts inside of Ruggieri. Short pass, stabbed over the top. Saba can't go for it. Should be easy for Ruggieri to hook it away. He was offside with Saba as he was walking back. Soroth this time gets the bouncing ball and heads it forward. Going to be covered over by Ordonez. Good ball in. Brandon Micheli gets it down inside his own penalty area. Away to my right hand side. 55 on the clock. Atletico Madrid 2, Bruges 1. 5-4 on aggregate. Carrying the ball forward now. Stankovic slides it out to Solis. Solis 6 yards inside the half. 8 yards inside the half of Atletico Madrid. Back it goes to Joachim Staes. Inside to Micheli. Micheli again to Stankovic and back out to Says. Says just keeping the ball with Stankovic. Stankovic just clips it into the centre circle on the Bruges side of the pitch, where Ordonez plays it out to Kyriani Saba, who tried to put the ball over the head of Ruggieri for Forbes to run onto. Doesn't get it right. Ruggieri gets the ball down. And Atletico Madrid try and build again. as they're coming forward. They're back to the edge of their own penalty area. Played out by Pugil. Pugil out to Simeone. Simeone round the corner. Finds a nice pass this time. Nicely played by Baena. Baena finds Alvarez to Soroth. Soroth 20 yards out. Little lollipop stands over. Tries to run outside Joel Ordonz. Surely there was shirt being pulled there. Ordonz is stuck to his task well, but the ball breaks this time to Alvarez. Alvarez inside the Bruges penalty area. Faced by two. Lays it back to Cardoso, comes back this time, shot goes in from Simeone, ricochet favours Atletico Madrid, chance for Simeone again, comes in, fires a right foot shot in, blocked by the legs of Joachim Seis. Nicolo Tresoldi loses out now, driving forward is Marcos Llorente. Llorente dispossessed down the side of the Bruges penalty area by Solis. Bruges making a little bit of heavy weather clearing their lines here, and in the end Brandon Micheli spins and plays it out far side to Carlos Forbes, who tries to hook it round the corner. Ruggieri blocks it, falls nicely for Alvarez inside the Bruges penalty area, up to the edge of the box. Little ball out to Baena, back into Alvarez. Alvarez has it taken off his toes this time by Van Aken inside the penalty area of Bruges, away to my right hand side. Still though, they come forward. Alvarez's first touch allows a challenge to be put in by Seis, but Alvarez picks up the pieces and goes back to Simeone. Back to Alvarez, through a little hole into the feet of Koke. Koke gets it back to Cardoso. Cardoso feeds it down the Atletico Madrid right to Llorente. Llorente to Koke, back to Llorente. Llorente inside. Chance here for Hanko to open his body up and looks for the left back Ruggieri. Ruggieri puts the ball in the box. Flicked header by Soroth this time, straight at Simon Mignolet from 8 yards. And saved quite easily. Well, you can't take your eyes off this one. You can't take your ears off it. If you can't watch it and you're listening to me, fair play to you, because this game is end to end. Bruges try and come forward. It's just been neither of these sides. If you're in the next round of 16 to face one of these two sides, you don't want to see your name come out with either Bruges or Atletico Madrid. I don't know who's going to go through because there's still time to go, but Antoine Griezmann is about to come on and he's going to replace Julian Alvarez. Griezmann coming on. He'll be easy to pick out because he has blue hair. There we are. He has blue hair for you. Sky blue hair, in fairness. And he has come on. And it's going to be the first of the changes. Ball round the corner by Saba. That lesson loses out. Griezmann with his first touch isn't very good. And he gets a chance now as Bruges go forward. Van Aken to Stankovic, midway inside the half of Atletico Madrid, out to Saba. Saba out to Forbes. Forbes 8 yards from the dead ball line, cuts back to his right foot. Great cross in. Back post headed away by Simeone. Griezmann wins the next header. And now driving forward on the far side. And there's a break on here. Atletico Madrid with a real chance to play this right. Baena out to Soroth down the left hand side. Cross goes to Ordonz to hold him up. Atletico Madrid take the tempo out of the game, and Cardoso takes it back to the halfway line to Ruggieri. Ruggieri square to the right back Llorente. Llorente out further on his right hand side to Giuliano. Simeone tries to go outside, saves, goes into the feet of Griezmann. Good little toe in this time, back there by Stankovic. Van Aken feeds it out to Vetlesen to Kyriani Saba. Bruges quite happy to play football on the edge of their 18 here. Into the feet of Stankovic, across to Hans Van Aken. Van Aken back to Micheli. Micheli back to Van Aken, 15 yards inside the Bruges half. Back it goes along the floor, 8 yards to Micheli. Clips it out to the right back, Saba. Saba chests it down and round the corner. Vetlesen down to Forbes, inside to Saba, cut out by Ruggieri. Had a real nightmare, torrid first half against Forbes, but in the second half he's come to the fore. 60 minutes on the clock, Atletico Madrid 2. Bruges 1. Aggregate score is 5-4 to Atletico Madrid. But don't, if you are a Bruges fan, think it's all over. You have clawed your way back in 3 times before in this tie. You can do it again, and you certainly are playing as well as anybody on today's performance. Simeone back to Llorente, faced up by Solis, just about 5 yards outside his own penalty area for Atletico, away to my left-hand side. Simeone to Griezmann, to Llorente. Llorente plays the ball forward. Vetlessen's upended his man. Koke's gone down in a heap. Well, still go back to what was a pivotal moment in the game when Hugo Vetlessen's header from 6 yards was pulled away somehow by Jan Oblak on 38 minutes. That would have been 2-1 to Bruges. That could have been catastrophic. It was a superb save. Long ball forward by Atletico Madrid into the chest of Soroth. Soroth crosses the ball inside, deflects off a player from Bruges and won't run for Griezmann. Saba gets the ball out now. Van Aken, hounded by Soroth, keeps the ball in play. Diego Simeone is about 2 technical areas down the line here. Van Aken takes the free kick he got for being manhandled by Soroth and plays it all the way back to his keeper. Mignolet out now to Saba. Saba inside to Stankovic. Stankovic 6 yards shy of the halfway line. Remember, Bruges defend the goal away to my right as I face the pitch, and Atletico Madrid defend the goal away to my left. Long ball this time by Van Aken. Looks for the run of Vetlesen, but it's tracked off by Ruggieri and caught safely by Jan Oblak in the goal away to my left-hand side. Rolls the ball out on this near side where Pubil gets himself in a bit of a hole, and Giuliano Simeone has kicked the ball away. One could, and then wanders onto the pitch and then goes down injured. Bit of kidology there from Giuliano Simeone, as far as I'm concerned. He's saying he's injured, but our referee today, Clement Turpin, assisted by Nicolo Danos and Benjamin Page, might not think that. Near side there's quite a conflab going on, but it is going to be a very, very edgy final 28 minutes of this game. Ordonz head to Saba. Saba 6 yards inside his own half. Back it goes to Joel Ordonz, who scored the goal for Bruges. Solis's corner helped on at the front post by Micheli. He just running the yard out and headed it in with everybody really gawping, having a look at it. Stankovic to Ordonz. Ordonz now 12 yards inside his own half. Don't forget that Bruges defend the half away to the right of the halfway line as I face the pitch. Out it goes to Saba. Back it goes to Van Aken. Van Aken back to Saba. Saba now 12 yards inside the Atletico half. Down the line he goes this time to forward. In comes Ruggieri. Throw midway inside the half of Atletico Madrid. Taken quickly and back into their own half by Bruges. Van Aken to Stankovic, drills a low flat ball out on his near side to Joachim Seys, the full-back. Down the line, round the corner by Solis. Solis finds Vetlesen. Vetlesen turning, twisting, tries to stab the ball out, does find Stankovic. Played first time out to Solis near side. Solis into the feet, little layoff, real chance for Van Aken. Squares the ball coming in. Saba with a shot while throwing his body on the line there. Johnny Cardoso blocked the shot. It was going goalwards. This time a cross goes in from Joachim Seys, and it goes into the midriff of Giuliano Simeone and goes away for a corner, the first of the second half. Going the way of Club Bruges. Really was Saba with a shot, and Johnny Cardoso with a leap of faith. Scores at one end, and then he's there with a block when Saba's drilling it goalwards at the other end. Changes a foot for the substitutes. I don't mean they're changing a foot, I just mean there's going to be changes of foot. Right hand side of Jan Oblak's goal away to my left. Solis takes it short to Joachim Seys. Corner going to be swung in. Seys swings it in. Glancing header away. Forbes on the edge of the box, drills it goalwards. Ricochet doesn't favour Bruges, and it's hacked away by Atletico Madrid. Far side of the pitch. Simeone goes down. Assistant on the far side didn't give it. Carlos Forbes is just literally smiling because Giuliano Simeone, well, my word, I've just seen it in slow motion. That is absolutely abysmal. No wonder the assistant didn't give it. It was hardly touched. Thorsoldi is going off. He is being replaced. And so Hugo Vertlesen, that's for sure. Vermaat will be wearing the 17. And Mamadou Diakon wearing number 67. People out there doing football bingo, about to shout house. Round the corner outside his own penalty area, facing his own goal. Saba gets the ball from Stankovic. Ball goes over the top. Ruggieri completely outplaced, but good work by Jan Oblak. 12 yards out of his penalty area. He comes and clears the ball. Bruge, quite rightly, will not sit down. Near side, Mamadou Diakon with his first touch. Down the side of the Atletico penalty area. Back it goes to Joachim Seys. Seys back this time to Mekele. Mekele back out to Mamadou Diakon, who's going to try and take on Giuliano Simeone. Simeone gets a toe in. He is his father's son, that is for sure. Really is his father's son. It's just the hair that's different. Near side is going to be a throw to Bruges. There's going to be a couple of changes in a minute for Atletico Madrid. Stankovic to Seys from the throw. Seys has got two for company. Has it taken off his toes by Koke, swept in field by Griezmann to Soroth. Soroth then gives the ball away. Chance here for Ordonz to Stankovic. Stankovic upended by Llorente. Taken quickly by Stankovic, gets the ball out this time. Chance going forward, just shows too much of the football on the far side. By Solis. Solis has gone inside, Forbes down the outside, plays it in, hits the knee of the covering defender. Hanko squirts all the way to the halfway line. 68 on the clock. Stankovic and Saba. It is quite something at the moment, this game. It's a sight to behold. You enjoy games as Van Aken plays it to Saba. Saba midway inside the Atletico Madrid half. Into the feet of Stankovic. Back to Saba. Saba back to Ordonez. Ordonez back to Saba. Saba to Van Aken. Van Aken running out towards that right touchline. Short pass this time to Stankovic. Back to Saba. Up to the feet of Van Aken. Van Aken out to Forbes. Forbes with a chance to run now. Level with the 18-yard box. Cuts back to his left foot. Little layoff to Saba. Saba will go back out down the right-hand side again. Solis gets the ball into Van Aken. Bruges patient with their build-up. Stankovic, Ordonez. Back out to Van Aken. Van Aken down the line. Saba. Pass Ruggieri, chance for Forbes to wrap his boot around it. It's a really, really deep cross near side. Simeone tries to get the ball away. Diakon is there. Ball comes off of Diakon and it's a throw this time. I have to say that if you think this is over, it's anything but. And change is coming on now for the home side. 22 is coming on, and he is going to replace Alex Baena. Koke and Baena going off. And the changes, Adamola Lookman wearing the 22. And Molina coming on wearing the 16. Lookman, who's started his life at Charlton Athletic, went to Everton, will go to Inter Milan, and now at Atletico Madrid, and has made a good start. 3 goals already for them since his signing. He's only been there since January. Saba forward, Solis lets it run across his body. Far side, right-hand side for Bruges as they attack the goal away to my left-hand side. Back in field it goes toward Ordonz. Ordonz back to Kiriani, Saba. Saba short pass to Carlos Forbes, who comes inside. Ruggieri behind him, up to the feet on the edge of the box. Lovely bit of skill. Oh, well, I tell you what, it's a very poor challenge ultimately on Solis, and Marc Pugil caught him late. Clement Turpin the ball had gone, and that's the only thing that I think is going to save this from being a penalty kick here in the 70th minute. Atletico Madrid 2, Bruges 1. Clement Turpin will just sit back and let Eric Wartelli out solve this one, but I tell you what, Solis had span away, but the ball had gone. He turned away. It's a terrible challenge, in fairness, by Pugil. Hanko's there as well. Mark Pugil is having a look, and Clement Turpin knows that there's a check going on. Just waiting for word in his ear. He's dropped the ball. It looks as though the check will be deemed as over. The only thing I think that actually stopped Mark Pugil getting himself a card was his the fact that the ball had gone when the challenge was made. Penalty check over. Giuliano Simeone loses out on his near side. Joachim Seis puts a long ball forward. Vermont tries to go into it, but it's cleared by the aforementioned Pugil inside to Hanko. Hanko all the way back to Oblak. Played out on his near side to Pugil. Pugil knocks a long ball forward looking for Soroth, who heads the ball down, but straight into the body of Van Aken. Van Aken gets it to Joachim Seis, who gets away this time from Marcos Llorente. Throw on the halfway line. Joachim Seis throws it into Hans Van Aken. Rolls it back to Brandon Micheli. Back it goes to Mignolet, 3 yards outside the Bruges penalty area, away to my right-hand side. Into the feet of Van Aken, back to Mignolet, inside the D of his own penalty area, away to my right. Simon Mignolet, former Liverpool keeper, now 37 years of age, into feet of Van Aken. Van Aken round the corner to Joel Ordonz. Stops. Cruyff turn, infield it goes to Stankovic. Stankovic across to Seis on this near side. Seis down the line to Mamadou Diakon. Diakon comes in off the left. Short pass inside to Stankovic, back to Micheli, and now Van Aken. Van Aken out to the right back, Saba. Saba to Forbes. Forbes now gets the chance off that touchline to run at Ruggieri. Outside he goes again. Pulls it back. Nice ball into Saba in the box. Saba plays it across the face of goal. Did it come off the toes of Griezmann? No, it was just a very, very poor cross by Kylian Saba. Another player who has looked very, very useful. Really got his cross a little bit too long and too strong. Fierce across the face of goal. 73rd minute has almost elapsed. Well, as a commentator, I look at players who I think are going to, have the possibility of moving on, and maybe incorrectly on this match day, I would say that anybody that's Atletico Madrid is only looking at really, really huge clubs, but from Club Bruges there will be some players, as we've seen, Maxime de Kuyper and co, that went at the end of last year. Soroth on the charge through on this near side, but down by the near touchline underneath the camera vantage point. Plays it inside to Marcos Llorente. Llorente finds Simeone. Simeone shows too much football, and Seis puts the ball away on this near side. People that have caught my eye: Saba has looked very good. Ordonez looks very good at centre half. I would say the better. I was quite impressed with Solis, that lesson as well. But Saba is one I should think that people will look at. Decent little right back. Liverpool. Anyway, played forward. Simeone finds Llorente. Llorente pulls it back, headed away by Micheli. Hooked away by Diakon. Romeo Vermont loses out in the middle of the park, and Johnny Cardoso plays it out far side to Ruggieri. Ruggieri now finds Lookman. Lookman back to Cardoso. Cardoso back to the halfway line, where Hanko plays it to Pugil. Pugil down this near side. Tries to play it a give and go. Simeone to Soroth. In between the two centre halves, it's played back to Pugil. Pugil all the way back to Jan Oblak. Cardoso back to Oblak. Not a great ball that wasn't, I have to say. And in the end, Oblak has put the ball out towards the left back, and there's nobody there. It's gone straight out of play. 75th minute has finished. Atletico Madrid 2, Bruges 1, 5-4 on aggregate. Carlos Forbes now taking on one. Crosses the ball into the box. Glances up in the air. Brought down by Diacon. Diacon trying to get round Giuliano Simeone inside his own penalty area. He's trying to dance out, and he does dance out and finds Griezmann. Griezmann first time layoff to the right back, Llorente. Llorente lifts the long ball over the top of Brandon Micheli. Soroth has got the ball down, plays it to Lookman. Lookman up to the edge of the box, faced by Ordonz. Short pass to Griezmann, back to Lookman, who pulls it back. Soroth with the chance to make it 3-1. That is the breathing space. Soroth tucks it into the back of the net. Bruges caught out at the back. 76th minute of the game. Soroth with his second. And that, I think, will end the resistance of the Belgian side. Really caught out at the back this time. The break was on. And Alexander Soroth, presence of mind. It was just a straight ball again that cleared the head of Brandon Micheli. Soroth started the move, played it across, and then there was play on the far side between Griezmann and Lookman before the ball was played back, but it ran in off the centre half, brought it down, drove towards the penalty area, played it to his left and found Lookman. Lookman stuttered a bit on the ball. Then he'd done a give and go with Griezmann before he pulled it back, and it ricocheted favourably off the legs of Saba up to Soroth, who was on his own, stood at the back of the 6-yard box, one touch, and then he rifled it past Mignolet for his second of the game. And 3-1, and I think that's going to see Atletico Madrid home. I wouldn't say that with any certainty, but I'm saying it as we got and we move into the last 15 minutes of this game. It's a 2-goal deficit for Bruges, but anything can happen. I was once commentating on a Champions League game where I think it was Dortmund versus Inter, and Dortmund were leading 4-2 as they went into time added on. Ended up 4-4. So anything can happen in this game. So don't listen to your old mate here talking to you on this football commentary. Long ball across field, played by Micheli, trying to find Forbes, headed away by Ruggieri. Throw level the 18-yard box of Atletico Madrid, away to my left-hand side. Saba throws it back, picks out the feet of Solis. Solis back to Ordonez. Ordonez into the centre circle on the Madrid side of the pitch to Micheli, out to Saiz. Saiz now finds Van Aken. Van Aken back to Saiz. Turned round the corner by Stankovic, just behind Solis. I wouldn't put anything past Bruges, if I'm honest with you. Backs against the wall. What are Madrid going to do? Atletico Madrid, they've got a 2-goal advantage here. Are they just going to sit back and try and absorb pressure? Are they going to concede ground to Bruges? Solis round the corner. Foul is given against the centre midfielder. Solis is fouled. Played out on this near side. That was a poor touch there by Molina. And Solis gave the free kick away. Giuliano Simeone gets it up to Soroth, 6 yards inside his own half. Flicks it with the outside of his boot, trying to arc it in behind the run of Joachim Saiz. Gets a foot on it. Tied up by Joel Ordonez, into the feet of Stankovic. Stankovic to Saba. Saba up to the feet of Solis. Back it goes to Saba. 15 to 16 yards inside his own half for Bruges, which is to the right of the halfway line. Solis comes short. Plays it square after a pirouette to Micheli. Micheli plays it square now to Saba. Saba almost up to the halfway line, over the halfway line into Atletico Madrid territory, which is to the left of the halfway line. 11 bodies back behind the ball now for Atletico Madrid. They play it out to the right. Left back, Saiz. Saiz to Diacon. Diacon gets it back to Van Aken. Van Aken tries to play it into the feet of Solis. His first time ball trying to find Vermont is poorly touched, and then Vermont upends Griezmann midway inside the Atletico Madrid half. 80th minute of the game, Atletico Madrid 3, Bruges 1. Romeo Vermont, the man that is come on, but the man that's done the damage, Alexander Soroth, just popped up off the legs of Saba with that ball across the face of the goal. Two full-backs I like from Bruges. Centre-halves are very nice as well. Ball goes forward for Bruges. Saba infield. Flicked out to this near side to Joachim Seiss. Seiss brings the ball down. Driving through the half, plays it out to this near side, which is the left to Hans van Aken. Hans van Aken further out to Mamadou Diakon. He's going to run it. Giuliano Simeone. Simeone puts the ball out of play for a corner. Must be time for him to fall over and say he's injured. But he doesn't, so there we are. Corner, goal away to my left. Going to be swung in by Christoph Solis. Turpin holds things up. He's looking over to the touchline. Just having a word at the back post. Goal away to my left. Oblak looks out to his right down by the point of my left shoulder. 82nd minute of the game. Two changes to be made here by Atletico Madrid. Coming on now, Jimenez, one that's coming on. Change also, Joachim Seiss is going off for Bruges. They're going to go for another attacker, I should have thought. Bit of height. Solis is also off, who was about to take the corner, so two changes there. I'll tell you who's come on for those in just a moment, but I can also tell you that Giuliano Simeone is off, and he is being replaced by Mendoza. He'll be wearing the number 4. Cardoso is off as well, and he is being replaced by Jimenez. This is definitely going to be a defensive rearguard action by Diego Simeone now. And the other changes that are coming on is Le Marachai is coming on for Seiss. He is going to be on, and also Gustav Nielsen will go up top for a bit of height. Corner about to be swung in. Whipped in by Diakon. Oblak with a punch away. Volley comes back in, headed on. And headed away by Llorente. Near side, first touch of the game by Le Marachai. Deep cross into the box. Oblak claims it above his head. We're into the final 7 minutes of regulation time here. And it does feel a little bit as though we are watching the end of Club Bruges' assault on the Champions League this year. But what a very entertaining side they have been. Headed up in the air, but not away this time by Mendoza. Nielsen stabs the ball back. Le Marachai under pressure from Griezmann. Good work by Soroth and Griezmann. Le Marachai wins the ball back on the halfway line. Llorente goes snapping into a challenge. A little bit of shilly-shally in there by Saba in the challenge for Llorente. Lookman's upended on the far side, and Atletico Madrid will be over the moon. And Llorente's got himself in a bit of trouble here. Got himself in a bit of trouble. Llorente's being pulled away. He is stood in the midriff, according to the Bruges players, of somebody on the floor. Now Clement Turpin's going to have to just bide his time. He's given him a yellow card, and a yellow card to Romeo Vermaat. But I would like to see that again, because the player went down as though he was stood on in the midriff. Marcos Llorente was the man that came in. Just trying to have a little look. Vermaat was in on Lookman. Just 2 yellow cards. I think our referee Clement Turpin's got that absolutely spot on. 85 on the clock. Vermaat gets a yellow card. So does Llorente. Free kick now. Whipped in to the box of Bruges. Headed away on this near side. Chance now for Stankovic to play it out, but he'd give it straight to a red and white striped shirt. And on this near side, it is going to be Mendoza that curls it all the way back to Oblak from the halfway line. Oblak now thumps it from my left to my right. Underneath the ball, cleared away this time. Stankovic is going back as an auxiliary right back. Lookman to Jimenez. Back it goes to Lookman. Lookman fires a shot in, takes a deflection, goes over the top from Saba. Going to be a corner, I would say, here for Atletico Madrid. Diego Simeone is having a wild old time down beneath our feet here as we look down. Griezmann has made quite a difference so far. Goal away to my right-hand side. Simon Mignolet will look out to his right, furthest corner away. Griezmann will go over to take this corner. Atletico Madrid 3, Bruges 1. 6-4 they lead on aggregate, but what a game it's been here in the Estadio Metropolitano. Played back by Griezmann, short from the corner. Ruggieri puts the ball in. Soroth with his hat-trick on the volley, unannounced at the back post on 87. And what a little goal that was, and that really breaks the hearts of Bruges. They shouldn't be 4-1 down on the night, but they are. What a volley in by Soroth, right foot instep. Just drilled it into the back of the net from a lovely cross. Got round the back of the defence. And Bruges will look at this and think 4-1, 7-4. No chance at all. They've been in this game for all the way through it, but maybe, just maybe, Soroth is the man. Complete hat-trick for him. Played short by Griezmann. Set back by Jimenez. First time cross by Ruggieri. Soroth just wanders into the back. Let go by Le Maréchal. 5 yards out. Instep of the right boot. Straight into the top corner of Simon Mignolet's top left-hand corner. It's a good finish, in fairness, by the big man. And if he wasn't 30, you'd wonder why he's not playing for a bigger club. He's been quite imperious up front here, Alexander Soroth. It's his 5th goal in 9 Champions League matches. 3 today. Ball played forward for Vermont, who tried to play the ball into the box. Cleared this time on the far side by the midfielder Jimenez. Change has been made. Mayer is on now for Brandon Mechele. Well, it's a little too late, in fairness. Corner, Bruges, goal away to my right, Oblak, right to my left, sorry. Oblak looks out to his left. It's a deep one round, all over the top of everybody's head. And Felix Le Maréchal tries to turn the ball back. Blocked on this near side, and a throw will ensue. Van Aken, Le Maréchal. Diacon tries to get it away, but Griezmann's back defending down the side of his own penalty area. Good work again by Jimenez. Gets it to Griezmann. Griezmann to Soroth. Soroth to Lookman. Lookman's got to try a foot race here against Ordonz. Ordonz clears the ball. 89th minute of the game. As a match, as a spectacle, it's been absolutely enthralling. Atletico Madrid. Crossfield ball this time. Near side. Good give and go. Soroth tries to lay the ball off 12 yards outside the Bruges penalty area. Stankovic plays it back to Saba, and it's played off the legs and thrown quickly by Bruges back to Kyriani Saba. Just trying to work their way out the field of play here. Hans van Aken, lovely ball, plays it out now. Driving down this near side, Diacon with a chance to run forward. Down the side of the Atletico Madrid penalty area, cuts back from his left to his right, goes in field, goes square this time to Forbes. Forbes with the layoff. Stood up by Stankovic, headed across the face of goal by Nielsen, but played away. Soroth's got a chance to set Marcos Llorente away. He's driving forward, just Ordonez back. It's 1 against 1. He fires a shot wide from 20 yards, just wide of the left post of Simon Mignolet's goal. Big smiles from Diego Simeone. If that was 2-1, I don't suppose he would have been smiling quite so much, because Soroth was on for a 4-timer. Into time added on at the end of the match here. 3 minutes to be added on. What a game we have had. Van Aken clipping the ball in, looking for the run of Romeo Vermont, who collides with the keeper, Jan Oblak. Will that be a card? Will that just cement the night for Bruges? Clement Turpin's coming forward. He's being screamed at by many players, especially one in the shape of Jimenez. Let's talk about the goals. To open up the goal scoring was that man, Alexander Soroth. A long kick out by Jan Oblak, brought down back to goal by Soroth, being tracked by Micheli. And he then spanned 16 yards away from the goal inside the penalty area and literally fizzed a shot in through the legs of Micheli. Bounced in front of Mignolet and went right through him. That made it 1-0. But Bruges, good to their word on 36 from a solid corner, headed on at the front post by Micheli. And Ordonz came in from a yard out and just headed it into the back of the net for 1-1. Then came possibly a pivotal moment for Club Bruges. They'll look back at Lesson's diving header, which was saved unbelievably by Jan Oblak, getting up a big left hand from a header, diving header from 6 yards. How he did it, I don't know. Doesn't look good in slow motion, but at normal speed, it just goes to show you what a great one it was. Into the second half with a 1-1 scoreline. Everything to play for. Johnny Cardoso. Header out of the box by Bruges into his chest, 19 yards out. Thumped a low right-footed shot into the bottom right-hand corner of Simon Mignolet's net to make it 2-1. Bruges still kept going forward, and then Alexander Soroth got his second of the game. After a great break, little stretch to the back this time by Bruges. Lookman and Griezmann combined. Griezmann gave it to Lookman, who crossed the ball back. It looped up off the legs of Saba nicely to Soroth, who was in splendid isolation. 6 yards out, one touch, and he rifled the ball into the bottom corner of Mignolet's net for his third and his second, and the scoreline that took it to